Okay, good morning everyone. So in the last tutorial, I think all of you have learned how to use in Armature to control your model, and then how to use in Constraint to control your armatures. And finally, you learn how to add driver to control across different systems. So now we are going to prepare our asset of this animation. So right now in the window, you can see here is some resource, which some of them are free resource, which I downloaded from the internet, and some of the resource are the model which I done by myself. So in this project, I hope all of you at least can prepare 3 different assets by yourself, for sure including the leading character and some interactive models, and also probably something like the graveyard, the tomb, or maybe any other things. So for the rest of things, well, you can download the free resource. And also, because in the end of this project, the things I hope all of you can did is just like this. Let's take a look. Okay, and let's switch to a random mode. So as far as you can see, some of this model is the free resource and some of them is done by myself. So at the end of this project, because we are going to build a scene for animation, so please prepare the landscape and the building and all the other things. So in this class, we will not focus on modeling part, but I will lead you guys to do some simple modeling. And for the rest of the part, you can download from the internet or you can use in some of my assets. But for the leading character, which means the zombies or maybe another character which you done by yourself, and also probably like this kind of interactive model building, at least choose 3 most complete one but done by yourself. Okay, and for the rest you can use in free resource from the internet. I think that's acceptable, but make sure at least you need to prepare 3 different models and the most complete one done by yourself. And that's a good practice for all of you. If you are not that familiar with Blender modeling, well, make sure you follow my operation and finish this 3 major model, and it will be the leading character, interactive model, and some of the buildings. Okay, depends on our time. Alright, so for today we are going to do the first modeling that's about the street light. And for the street light, actually it's pretty simple, but we will using the bomb and the driver and also texture pen to finish the entire pipeline in this modeling. So make sure you are following, okay? So let's keep moving on. Okay, so now let's take a look of this reference street light. We will start with this simple model. And there are 4 different processes. First one for sure is about modeling. Second one is about unwrap the UV map. And the third one is about texture pen. And finally, let's go to rig. Okay, so I think for all your model set, if it's a finished one, it's supposed to include all these 4 processes. So let's start with the first one, the simple modeling. It's very interesting and very easy, easy process. So first thing, let's press Shift A, and don't forget press N to turn on your shortcut view R so that you can see your operation. So let's press Shift A and create a simple cube. Let's scale this one down. It doesn't have to be very precise, but if you want to be precise, you can just go to here to type in the number, but I will just stay right here. And let's press S and Z. Okay, let's press S and Z to scale down. Alright, now go press Tab key. Go to the edit mode. Now let's start to do the extrusions. So first thing, press E for extrusions. E for extrusion. But we don't want to move anything, so just press ESC to leave the extruded face, stay in the same position, and press S for scale down. Okay? And now press E again, and press EZ for extruding in the Z directions. You can go to the front view to make sure that it was in the right proportions. Alright? And now let's press E again. E and S, scale up, and press EZ again. Okay, so let's press E, and for S, scale down. I want to create a little face in the center. Okay, just like this. And now let's press EZ and press S for scale down. Okay, and now let's extrude EZ. Let's scale up to here. And for this kind of joint, actually there are many different ways you can do that. You can use in combine. So for example, you can create another cube right here and join them together. And it doesn't have to be Boolean every typology. You can just stay them in with some kind of intersection. I think that's acceptable. But for this time, I'd like to using Ctrl R to create a ring selection, or to create a ring segment right here. Alright? And after that, let's go to here and here, choosing E and S, and you can choose in Y directions. Alright? So now we have this one. And for this part, let's just choose in the vertex and make sure you go to the wireframe mode so that you can select all the vertex behind the scene. Let's extrude through here and we can just, well, make this one has a decline edge. As far as you can see, actually for these guys, the original model was composed by a couple different segments. But for me, I want to make them as an entity, so it can save me for some, to reduce the size of the UV map. So now let's do this. Let's move this one. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, so I will just, well, do some very little modifications for this one as well. Let's scale down, scale up, and maybe a little bit. Okay, just like this. Alright. And for this one, let's scale down. Not bad. And for this part, that's the same things. And if you want, you can create one more segment right here. Press Ctrl R and create a ring selections, a ring 8 right here. And now let's do this operation. Just make this one more like the one which we have on the left side. Okay, and for this part, that's the same thing. So let's just select this one. And I want to just directly scale up all of them. But before that, I want to create a ring selection right here, probably 2 segments. And we can make this one become, well, vertical. So let's press S and Y, and you can just type in 0. And it will flatten this decline edge into a vertical edge. So press S, Y, and 0. Okay, just like this. And now let's go to here. Let's scale up the things right here. Okay, something like that. Alright, so probably we can make this one shorter. And now how about the joint right here? Actually, we can just directly increase one model right here. But rather than that, I hope everything could be just inside one object. So I will go to the object mode. And let's go to here, choosing all the vertex right here. Press Shift and S, move the cursor to select it. And now let's go to the object mode and press Shift A, create a cube right here. Scale this one down. Okay, scale this one down. And now we can try to join them together. But before we join, I want to use it another way. So let's press Ctrl and plus. And you can use a quick tools, which means bool tools. That's a quick boolean tools. If you want to go to here, you will see, okay, so now I have add a boot cube 001 modifier inside this model. So that's a very quick way to combine the things together. But we still, if you go to the tab key, we still can do some additions about your model. So it's a very easy way and still keeping the same typology right here. Alright, but I think for now it looks fine and nice. So for me, I would just keep my model like this. I would just keep my model looks like this and try to apply. So now it become a solid model. If you don't like this kind of decline age, well, we still can change that. But rather than that, I wanna probably move my age more here. Make this one looks like a symmetry object. Okay, like a hammer style, looks like hammer. Okay, and there is probably another cube which I just created. We can just delete. This one is probably that's something you will generate when you are working on the boot tool. So let's just delete. And finally, once you finish, let's add on a one bevel tools, bevel modifier. So once you apply this one, you can see there is some little edge show up on your model. And if you want more, you can increase the number right here. Okay, you can increase the number. Probably I will type in 0.5. Right here. So now the body has been done. Okay, and for this part, let's try to do another one. Actually, we should just copy this one because it seems like they share the same size, but I think it doesn't have to be very precise. So that's okay. So I will create a cube right here and scale this one down. Alright, and move this one here, more or less, to these positions. And now let's go to the create the change right here. I think there are many different ways to create change. You can use in torus or you can use in curve as well. I will use in torus. It will be easier. Let's reduce the number. So right now the segment is too much. I will just use in 6. And the segment on the horizontal part is also too much. I will just use in maybe 24. Let's take a look. Still too much. Maybe 12 will be fine. Okay, because this is a low polygon model, I don't want to make this one too big. So let's rotate, scale down. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah. All right. Seems fairly okay. So I will scale this one down. Move this one down as well. Well, probably we have to make this one longer. So let's press H and Z, scale up in the Z directions. Okay, looks good. Move this one down, just like this. And I think for the rest of the part, just about repetition. So I will do this, just duplicate Shift D, and rotate in the Z directions for a 90 degree. Okay, if you want, you can follow the reference to scale up in the Z direction as well. Let's move this one down and Shift D again. Okay, just like this. So looks fine. So finally, the most complicated part is the lamp. Let's go to the solid mode to take a look. Actually, the original model, it contains a lot of different parts, but we can try to do this one in a very easy way. And before that, well, if you think it has too many segments and you don't like that, you can press Ctrl 1 to add on the subdivision modifier, but it will increase a lot of faces. Or you can just go back and using shade smooth, probably it will look okay. Alright, so I will scale down of this chain model. Alright, just like this. But if you want, you can make the middle part longer as AZ, make this one longer. Let's go to the wireframe mode so that we can take a look. Alright. So now let's create the lamp. Because usually I prefer to create everything in the center part, so I will press Shift C to move the cursor back to the center. Let's ignore this part first. So press H to hide lamp. And now let's press Shift A again, create a cube. I think for this model, everything can start with one single cube. Let's move this one here. Move this cube here. And what should we do to make this cube looks like this guy? I would say let's try to use in typology way. Okay, so how to do that? First things, let's go to the edit mode, choosing the bottom face right here. Go to the search view, press S for scaling down, and move this one down. From the upper face, it's the same thing. Let's go to the front view, press E and Z extrusions, and press S for scaling down. Okay, very simple. So now we have the basic shape right here. Let's take a look. That's the basic shape. So for the next part, what should we do? Actually, very simple. First things I'd like to do is that I want to choose. First things, let's create some segment on the middle. Okay. So let's press Ctrl R, increase the number, just like this, and press Ctrl B for create the edge loop. And now next part, I'm going to select all the edge right here, or we can do this one later. Let's undo this one. And now, first things I'd like to do is to go to duplicate the face right here. So I'm going to Shift D, duplicate the face, and press P, separate the selection. So now these two parts become separated. Okay, you can go to the object mode to select them, but now they are separated from this object. Next part, let's choosing all the edge right here. So let's go to edge selection mode under the AD mode, select all of them. Let's press Ctrl and B. Okay, press Ctrl and B, and you can define the thickness of your stuff. All right. So once you finish, let's deselect some face. So let's go to the front view, go to the wireframe mode. Let's deselect the face. Okay, and let's go to the side view, deselect the face. Okay, just like this. And now, what should we do? So let's just Shift D and P again for separator selection. So now this lamp has been separated into multiple objects. Let's go to the solid mode. So we have the edge, we have the bottom part and the upper part. So for this one, the things I want to do is go to modifier, create a solidify modifier, increase the number. So now we have the segment. Okay, depends on what you like, so you can still keep adding on some new details, but I think for now it looks fine. I want to hide this one first, and for these two, I want to create a modifier, a solidify modifier as well. Let's move them down. Okay, so basically it's pretty much finished, and I want to scale up on the X and Y direction. So right now I'm not so sure, so I want to test the one side first. So let's type in 0.3 first. Is that okay? Probably too less, so maybe 0.5 will be better. Okay, so 0.5 looks fine, so I will keep like this. And for now, because the Y direction is supposed to be 0.5 as well, too much, I guess. Let's scale down maybe 0.3, just like this. Okay, fairly okay. So let's just choose in 0.3. Alright, and also for the thickness, I want to reduce a little bit. Probably type in 0.1 and 5. Okay, so now it's finished, and let's apply. Alright, so now we have this part, also we have this one. And final part, let's do some extrusion about the bottom part. So let's go to the edit mode, press the tab key, choosing the bottom face, press EZ for extrusion, and we can press S, let's do that again. Select the face, EZZ, and scale down. Alright, go to the front view, take a look. Maybe smaller would be better, so let's smaller more. Alright, and also for this one, we can add on one solidify or one bevel tools. And maybe the amount is supposed to be smaller. Just like this. So when you are working on the rendering, it will look better. Let's call out the hiding part. So now I think it's pretty finished. Let's hide this part first. So this one is pretty much done. But for this part, I have to move this one up. So let's go to the front view and go to tab key, go to the wireframe mode, move this one up to here. Alright? And also, I think there is a joint right here. So let's press ES, select the face, ES, scale down, and EZZ, scale up, and press S for scale down. Alright, so it's pretty much finished. The shaping is a little bit different, but I think for ours it's even more precise compared to this guy. And also you can see there is something hierarchy here. If you want, you can do that as well. We can just go to here, go to the frame right here, go to edit mode, choosing the face, and don't forget to go to the wireframe mode. Okay, you can just choose in the face. We're choosing the wrong one. Let's go to the outer frame, choosing this one. And we haven't applied the solidify yet, so let's go to the object mode and choosing apply. And now we can choose in the face right here. Just extrude one more time and you will be done. So let's press E or right click. This time we are going to use extrude face along normal. So you can choose extrude along normal based on the faces, and we can adjust the offset number. Alright, pretty much done. Let's go to the object mode to go to the solid mode. So that's the final result. Looks okay. I will choose in shade flat rather than shade smooth. Alright, so now let's move everything to the button. And probably you may wonder, should I use Ubuntu to join all of them together? Well, I would say yeah, we can do that, but well, it's up to you. But for me, I'd like to join all of them together. So let's choose these two first, and Control plus, join them together. And as far as you can see, it will automatically create a cube right here. So let's do that again, Control plus, join all of them together. And once you finish, well, let's go to the modifier and choosing apply, and apply all of them on your model. So let's take a look. Well, I think we forget one thing. Let's do that again. Here, as far as you can see, actually we should do the bevel in the end. We should join all of them together. So let's choose in apply first, and finally, once you finish, let's delete all of them. Alright, once you finish, let's apply the bevel. Alright, so now let's choose in apply. Okay, whoa, something wrong happened right here. Let's do it again. Control Z for undo everything. First thing is let's join them together, okay? And move this one down, apply. And yeah, I think we still can apply the bevel. Let's choosing apply. Once you finish, let's delete the cube. Control plus. Okay, so for now it looks fine. Apply. Alright, so it's just about the sequence, so you can try by yourself, okay? There's no secret about that. Now let's choose this one. and Shift and S, cursor to selected. And for this guy, I want to set the center point to the top part. So let's press Tab key, choosing the face right here, select cursor to selected. And now it will be a little bit complicated, so let's go to set origin to 3D cursor. Now, once we set the original point to the 3D cursor, let's choose this one again, cursor to selected, and select this guy, selection to cursor. So now we have relocated this object in a very precise way. And for this cube, I want to do, let's say, a bevel modifier for this one as well. Now let's show everything. Auto and edge. Alright, let's take a look of this model. Well, pretty much done. Maybe we can scale down the lamp a little bit. And for this, well, the things I wanna do is press S and Y, scale in the Y directions. Okay, so now we have finished the basic model. Now for the next part is about to do the unwrap UV and texture pen. Okay, so that's all for today. See you next time.